Hey guys, Brody here with Squid's Pressure Washing LLC, Kansas City's highest rated exterior cleaning company and a veteran-owned business. I've been talking to some of you folks on the PWRA forum about something called CoroSeal. CoroSeal has been my go-to for converting rust, and we deal with a lot of rust just because of the different chemicals and all the water and all the weather on all our equipment and trailers. So I wanted to show you the Gimpler's product. It's the same thing as CoroSeal, it's no different. It's just cheaper because it's a store name or it's not a private label. It's kind of like a generic product, but the Gimpler's works like magic, just like the CoroSeal does, but it's about half the cost. So I'm going to show you guys this stuff, and hopefully it helps you guys combat some rust here in the future. Okay, so this is the stuff here. Gimpler's rust converter. Again, it's no different than any of the other rust converters. It's just a little less expensive, but a little goes a long way. You guys see that little dabby-do in there? That would be enough to coat probably 1 or 2 rails, if not 3 rails on a, let's say a 6-foot or a 5-foot reel rack. So pretty easy stuff to use. I'm going to cover it so I don't throw some rust in here. This isn't the worst of them, this isn't the best of them, but instead of using Rust-Oleum or something that's going to break down in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months on your reel racks or any of your angle iron or your trailer, this stuff you can just dab on with a Q-tip and it turns black in about 20 minutes and it converts to rust, so it stops it. But you knock off the big stuff. You don't have to go crazy. That's about it. And then a little dabby-do. Put some in your brush. And it may take 2 coats if it's super bad, but I bet this turns a dark black in about 20 minutes with just a single coat. And we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Super easy, works super well, stuff's like magic, but we'll come back and take a look. Here's another quick tip. I found out in a welding forum that Windex or ammonia-based window cleaner makes an excellent degreaser, but the benefit with it is that it evaporates super quick. The other benefit, one of the other benefits, is that it's a weak base, so you can actually neutralize some weak acids with it. So let's say you try to remove a bunch of rust with a muriatic acid mix, water and acid mix. You can neutralize it once you take it out. You rinse it off with water. You can neutralize it on any metal with the Windex, and it'll evaporate super quick, so you can get to sealing it. I just sprayed that on and scrubbed that on. It's already starting to evaporate. So real quick recap. I'll insert a photo here of this. I put a second coat on. The first coat was probably sufficient, but I wanted to show you a second coat. The other thing it didn't do was get the corners really well, so it didn't illustrate my point as well, because these edges had a line of rust on them. So got to make a good video first and foremost. But I'll take you through a rundown of my rust removal arsenal, because I hate rust. I mean, I try to combat it at every corner, but a number of these brushes you can chuck into a drill, a lot easier than hand brushing. See, a bunch of different brushes, but one of these is full of wire brushes. Yeah, anyway, you'll just have to trust me on that. It is absolutely slam-packed with wire brushes of different kinds, and brass brushes for scrubbing the brass off so you don't mess things up. This has seen some action. There's already one of these chucked into a drill or into an angle grinder somewhere. But these, I like the braided ones a little bit better for knocking out rust. If you've never used a flap disc instead of one of these hard, thick things, flap discs will change your life. And trust me when I say that. So this we use for knocking off corners and stuff, not necessarily rust. Same thing, cutting stuff down. Boom! These polycarbonate things are really good at knocking off surface rust fast, so you don't have to take it down to the bare metal, so you can use the Gempler's rust converter. Again, flap disc. These two probably see the most action. This just cuts stuff in half, and this just knocks off corners so we can get 90s when we're welding stuff together. So real quick, this I found is a really good degreaser, like I mentioned, thanks to that welding forum. I don't normally like regular squirt bottles. I like using these. I just didn't want to put it in this and have to clean it out if I didn't like it as a degreaser. So I didn't, but I prefer these for anything that I spray quite a bit. Just a lot easier, and your hands are a lot less worn out by the end of the day. So ammonia-based window cleaner makes really good degreaser. Also neutralizes weak acids. This guy is always full of citrus degreaser. Probably because I have a ton of it left. There's a million different degreasers. Some of them work marginally better than others. Some don't work at all. Whatever you find for you that works, I would just suggest that you fill a pump up. And I know we carry a lot of these, but it just makes life a lot easier. And if you're cleaning grease and stuff out from underneath your trucks, this is a lot easier than a spray bottle because of that long wand there. If it doesn't have to be bare metal, rust converter is the only way to go in my opinion. You don't have to paint it, you can, it's like a primer, but when a little rust spot pops up, you just dab a little bit on with a Q-tip or with a foam brush, and you're good to go. Now for bare metal, this is my go-to. This is my favorite. I used to use fluid film. This stuff works just as good as fluid film, but it's about half the cost. Now this stuff, I'll show you. This thing, like I mentioned in another video, looked like it came up from the bottom of the ocean. I used a wire brush chucked into a drill, cleaned it off, took it apart, cleaned it really well, but all the top surfaces were really rusty. And I've got a drill press I've got to do too, so I may add that to the end of the video. But I've used this as an anvil. I've used these jaws over and over again. I put this stuff on one time last year, and that's about all there is underneath, instead of being bright rusty red. So that's after a year of treating it. So needless to say, I'm a super fan of this stuff. Hope that helps. Hope you guys can combat some rust. And until next time, thanks for watching.